Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our presentation. So, before I start, allow me to introduce our fellow reporters. So, I am Prince Capitores, Bonri Vergara, Janelle Sarigusa, and Hanime Pinetas. So, we are the Group 3.
December is cold in here. There must be a group tree in the atmosphere. December is cold in here. There must be a group tree in the atmosphere. We said, oh, ice, ice, ice. Oh, ice, ice, ice. Oh, ice, ice, ice. Here we go.
Today, we are going to discuss the letters, memos, and electronic mail. Specific learning outcomes. So this is the statements of what student will able to do when they successfully complete a learning experience. So identify the features of a letter, a memo, and an email. Identify the parts of a letter, a memo, and an email. Differentiate a letter, a memo, and an email from one another. Use appropriate format and document design for a letter, a memo, and an email. Write an effective letter, memo, and an email. Introduction. Letters are a formal way to convey information such as business letters and reports. They need to be a clear, concise, and complete. So this letter used to explain the reasoning behind the sender's intentions to understand easily. So memos are informal emails that are part of a dialogue between you and another person. So memos they bring an attention to the problems and they can solve the problems both of you. So electronic mail, email is a part of integral part of an 21st century communication. It is primarily a medium rather than a style of communication. So people write emails in many different styles depending on the purpose. The average office worker receives 60 to 200 emails messages per day. Over 7 trillion emails were sent last year. So, this email is not a private way of communicating. Employers have the right to access the work email. Use caution when communicating confidential or legally sensitive information via email. So, this electronic mail is to communicate with an individuals or small friends or groups or colleagues to do as a writers to send the mail through the documents or file. Welding correspondences is an essential activity of business, academic, or industrial entities. So generally, correspondences or technical reports aim to inform and persuade their intended readers. They also have a certain advantages over verbal communication. So this message or the body of documents is the most important component of business to get the information corresponds or the academic or industrial entities to maintain organize. So these are the advantages that we follow. Discussion. So number one, the writer has time to think truly about the message he or she wants to convey. So it means that the writers have time to think so that he or she will able to express what is being written. So number two, written communication is more accessible and can be retrieved by the reader at any convergent to her or him. So it means that this writer communication is well able to access any information what is being convergent. So number three, the writer can present a detailed message. Yes, the writer can express what is the information or mean of this topic so that the listener can understand what is being written. So number four, the writer can document and file a written communication. So this writer can document through their sending email and other information so that it cannot hindrance and more efficient if you are a distance location. Business letter. An effective business letter elicits the expected response from the readers. This can be achieved through concise, tactful, and accurate writing style. A business letter serves several purposes for sales efforts, for complaints, for information dissemination, for relationship building, for problem solving, etc. So it means this business letter is used as a primary to request or provide information to relate a deal or to bring or to continue conversation and also to discuss the prior negotiations.
So good day once again. I will be the next reporter to discuss about the part of the business letter. So the first part is the letterhead. Letterhead identifies the writer, her or his address and contact numbers. So the letterhead identifies the writer's name, address, and contact numbers. An example for this is the XYZ Corporation, which is the writer's name, 123 Business Road, Business City, BC 12345 is the address and the phone number, and it could be also included the email. The second part of the business letter is the date. Date placed between the letterhead and the inside address. Never use plain numerals for date so as to avoid confusion. So, place the date placed between the letterhead and the inside address. Use full dates to avoid confusion. So, an example for this is the June 11, 2024. So, the third part of the business letter is the inside address. Inside address identifies the reader's name, position, and company address. It should be placed immediately below the date. Inside address identifies the reader's name, position, company, and address. Place immediately below the date. An example for this is Mr. John Smith, Marketing Manager, ABC Enterprises, 789 Commerce Street, Trade City, TC 67890. The fourth part is the attention line. Attention line is used when the writer wishes to address the whole company but wants to bring the subject or topic of the letter to the attention of a particular person in the company. You may use either of the two formats. Attention Dir Gilda Coran or the attention Dr. Gida Cores. Attention line used when addressing the whole company but bringing the topic to the attention of a particular person. So an example for this is the attention with colon Miss Jane Doe. So the fifth part of the business letter is the salutation, the writer's greeting to the reader. It can appear in different formats. So salutation, the writer's greeting to the reader. An example for this is Dear Mr. Smith. So the sixth part of the business letter is the body. Body contains the message of the letter. Paragraphs are single space internally but double space to separate paragraphs. If the letter is too short, The body can be double space and triple space to separate paragraphs. So, the body contains the message of the letter, single space within the paragraphs, and the double space between the paragraphs. An example for this is, I am writing to inform you about the marketing strategy we are implementing this quarter. The details of the strategy are outlined in the attached document. We believe this approach will significantly boost our sales and marketing presence. Your feedback on this would be highly appreciated. So that is an example of a body of the letter. So the seventh part of the business letter is the complementary. Complementary clause is an expression used to end a letter. Below is the level of formality of the complementary clause. So an example for this is respectfully yours, respectfully, very truly yours, yours very truly, yours truly, sincerely yours, your cordially yours, as ever best regards, kindest regards, regards, highly formal, polite and informal. So those are the uh, uh, cards. So complementary clause is an expression used to a letter indicating the level of formality. So an example, the second example is sincerely. So the eighth part of the business letter is the signature. Signature blocks includes the signature and the type name of the sender. The type name can be in all caps or CLC format. The space for the signature should be 3 to 5 lines. So, the signature block includes the signature and type name of the sender. The space for the signature should be 3 to 5 lines. So, an example for this is Jane Doe. So, the ninth part of the business letter is the identification initials. Identification initials indicates the typist initials of the sender is if not one who personally typed, encoded, and document. Identification initials indicates the typist initials if the sender did not personally type the document. So an example for this is the JD or AB. So the 10th part of the business letter is the enclosure notation. Enclosure notation are the attachment to the letter. It can be written in the following format: enclosures, enclosure, and enclosure. Enclosure notation indicates the attachment to the letter. So the 11th or the last part of the business letter is the copy notation. Copy notation indicates the name of the secondary recipients of the letter. It is indicated by OC, which means carbon copy or courtesy copies. Copy notation indicates the name of the secondary recipients of the letter. An example for this is CC Mr. Tom Brown. Putting it all together, here is a complete business letter example. XYC Corporation, 123 Business Road. It is the letterhead.
Good day everyone, I am Janessa Corliosa and I am the next reporter. The three formats of business letter is full block, modified block, and semi-block. The most common layout for business letter is called block, and the modified block form into the same as a full block form except the sender address in the right align. And the semi-block business letter format is the same as the full block format, except the paragraphs have indentations. And the guidelines in writing a business letter is number 1, present your ideas clearly by using language that is appropriate to a target readers. 2. Arrange your ideas logically. Then, use directly the thoughtful tone. 4. Use active as much as possible. 5. Focus on your readers by using the you as approach. Use the correct format, punctuation, spelling, and grammar. 7. Especially the name of the receiver of the letter. However, it is impossible to get the same of the receiver. Use the genetic title. Example, Sales Director. Number 8. Leave 3 to 5 black lines in the signature, then type your name. Memorandum of Memo. Memorandum comes from the Latin terms memorare, which means to remember. Hence, memo is meant to inform well to persuade people within company. Daily inverted pyramid structure, that is, the most important informations come first. The most important informations, supporting data and example. Less important informations and types of memo. First, instructions of memo provides information that is the readers need to the accurate perform directions. An example is memo directing employees on how to their annual medical check-up at the company clinic. 2. Request memo asks readers to provide certain information or take particularly. Actions and examples is a memo requesting fund for a seminar. Number 3. Announcement memo provides information about. Example is a memo announcing a meeting. The transmittal menu serves event, person, or transmitting an annual. Report 1. Board directors. 5. An authorizing memo gives permission or approval. An example is menu is allowing of an employee to study on Saturday. Advantage of a menu. First, the reaches a large number of readers at the same time. And 2, it provides a reading record that can be accessed at any time. And number 3, it is ensured to detail accurate delivery of a message. And that's all for my report. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Hanim E.Y. Benetes. I am the last reporter of a Group 3. So my first topic is part of memo. So a memo is typically consists of several key parts that help to identify the writer, the recipient, and the purpose of the communication. The letterhead identifies the writer, their address and contact numbers, while the date line records the date of the memo in a clear format. The 2 line indicates the name and the title of the recipient, and the attention line is used when addressing the whole company but bringing a specific matter to the attention of a particular person. The from line indicates the sender's name, and they should include their initial for verification purposes. The subject line announces the main content or topic of the memo. And the body contains the message, which is typically single-spaced internally but double-spaced to separate paragraphs. The identification initial if the sender did not personally type or encode the document, and the enclosure notation indicates any attachments. Finally, the copy notation lists the secondary recipients of the memo. So the next part is guidelines in writing memo. When writing a memo, it is essential to follow certain guidelines to ensure clarity, concision, and professionalism. These guidelines include using bullets, numbers, and letters to list information and concise words, maintaining a positive tone, and using active verbs. Headings should be used to highlight topics, and grammatical and typographical errors should be eliminated. The memo should be written in the correct format with the sender's name signed beside their type name. The to, from, date, and subject lines should be flush left, and the memo should conclude with a polite expression of gratitude or a clear directive. So here is the example of memorandum. So this memorandum provides guidelines for formatting a memo, including the purpose and content of the subject line, the use of headings to organize details, and paragraph spacing to separate paragraphs. Additionally, it outlines the notation for second pages, which includes the recipient's name, date, and page numbers to ensure clarity and readability. So next topic is electronic mail or email. Email has become a crucial tool in every communication, with 98% of employees in the US considering it extremely important. Email is used for various purposes, including sending directives, transmitting information, documenting events, and providing status updates, among others. Revolutionized interpersonal communication, enabling people to easily send and receive messages to friends, family, classmates, teachers, colleagues, and superiors. So the last topic is guidelines in writing an email. When writing an email, it is essential to connect the subject line to the reader's needs and interests to ensure they open the message. The subject line should be specific, short, and simple, and should not be changed when replying to an email. The email should be concise, professional, and free of errors, with the sender's business stated clearly in the first sentence and attachments named meaningfully. So that's all. Thank you.